Hi, my name's Owen and I'm one of 3 maths tutors in Greenbank's maths department. We do teach between the levels of Entry 1 to GCSE. I'll explain a little bit more about the levels. Entry 1 is your basics, it's your adding and your subtracting, identifying shapes and so on. Then it moves up to Entry 2 and we move in multiplication and division and we expand on the shapes elements. We also start collecting data. At Entry 3, then you'll be adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. You'll have to know 2-dimensional shapes and 3-dimensional objects. At level 1 is the first real exams that you'll get, and with at level 1 you take your exams in exam conditions. You'll have 2 papers and things get really quite complicated at level 1, so you'll be able to read questions, you'll be able to read your questions and develop your problem solving skills. Level 2 nestles between level 1 and GCSE, and then that's very similar to level 1, but the questions are usually far more complicated. Then you move on to GCSE. Now GCSE will have 3 exams at the end of the year, usually May and June, and involves a very broad range of skills that you'll need to do. You'll need to know your algebra, your geometry, your number skills, and your data analysis skills. You'll be fairly supported by online work using Google Classroom. You'll be able to contact your tutor, have a look at videos and so on to really bolster your skills. Why do you need maths? You need maths in everyday skills. For example, tax. You need to understand how to work a mortgage, how to budget from week to week or month to month to make sure your pay slip is correct. And also, for example, in many vocational skills. In catering, you'll need to know ratios. So ratios, for example, you have a recipe for 10 people. You'll need to change that to make a recipe for 5 people or 20 people. So you'll need to, whether you need to half the ingredients or double the ingredients. Okay, so that was a really basic overview of what we do in maths and what you'll be doing in maths from entry level 1 all the way through to GCSE. I really do hope to see some of you in September. Bye for now.